environment, it's very risky, very dynamic, and it's keep on changing, very uncertain. So the chapter, your sir must have taught you the second chapter. I'm going to teach you the third chapter. The third chapter is business risk and cause of failures. So risk, just imagine that one chapter is dedicated to find out the risk, because risk we need to analyze first. To gain out of your own experience, we need to know how to tap the risk, but beforehand we need to know what are the risks. So just look into your book. Right, there's the way I have highlighted. First thing is that production function. Production function, that means production procedures having some risk. And what are those risks? Due to the irregular supply of raw material, that means raw material is not supplied in a proper time, breakdown of machinery, labor unrest. Labor unrest means labor problem. Technological obsolescence. Obsolescence means out of fashion. Please write down somewhere. Obsolescence means obsolescence, out of fashion. Inefficient labor. Labor is not efficient enough. Use of faulty tools, materials, defective quality control. These are all related to production. Next is marketing function. Risk may occur on account of fall in price, change in fashion, error in sales forecasting, and competitors' activity, trade cycle, etc. Fall in price, change in fashion, error, all these things are like forecasting and all. These are all kind of marketing function, faulty marketing function, or the risk which is coming from the marketing function. Next is finance function. Finance function mein what are these? Fund shortage, cash crunches, bad debt. These are the things coming from the finance function. Any thing which is coming related to the finance, that's a finance functions risk. Okay. So what is business risk? Is somebody say risk implies uncertainty of profit. That means you are not certain whether you will get the profit or not, or danger of loss due to some unforeseen event. That the event which could not be evaluated first, or which you could not see first, but it just occur in future, which is going to occur in future. It refers to the chance of loss on account of unfavorable and unpredictable happenings. That means unfavorable, the things are not favorable enough. If it is favorable, then it is not risk. Or unpredictable, something which you could not predict, something which you are not aware of. According to Wheeler's, risk is the chance of loss. It is the possibility of some unfavorable occurrence. That means some occurrence which was unfavorable. Another thing is, as one is peril or contingencies, that means the problem, and the magnified effect is called hazard. That means when the risk occurs because to peril. Peril means some unforeseen event, and it degree depend upon, and when the degree is very high, it become hazard. So they given the instance that suppose fire is there in some place, that is called peril. Peril means something which is a very bad thing happened. Now if there is a petrol pump nearby, as you know, if there is a petrol pump nearby, then the problem will be more, isn't it? Petrol pump nearby, then problem will be petrol store nearby, then hazard will be more. That's it. The main characteristics. First characteristic is that risks are inherent in business. Inherent means it is inside the business. So business risks are inevitable and unavoidable. You cannot avoid. It is inherent. It has to be there, and this can be minimized, but you cannot eliminate. That means you cannot just remove risk. Yeah, you can minimize the effect of the risk. Number 2, business risk arise due to, it is there in page number 44. A business risk arises due to uncertainty. Uncertainty means ever-changing environmental problem, like there are problem in demand and prices, improvement in technology, then the changes in government policies. So all these changes will occur. So since these changes are there, so it's due to some uncertainty which is going on. That's why risk happen. Next is business risk vary according to the nature of size of the business. Suppose you are doing business with the thread and needle. Do you think needle and thread business person having so much of risk? But if you are doing business of some big product, big type of business, then risk will be more. Then profit is the reward for risk taking. That means if you take more risk, you get more profit. You normally say no risk, no gain. That is the thing. Next is business risk cannot be evaluated easily. People say that for minimizing risk you need to know that what kind of risk, but need to know, and knowing completely is difficult. It is very difficult to accurately measure that what kind of risk it would be. And causes of risk, what are the causes? Basically it's economic causes. There is a complete diagram in that. Causes of risk, first is economic causes. What are the economic causes? Basically economic causes is due to the market changes, and in your book it is written, for instance, oil crisis. They will give you example and they would ask you to identify what kind of risk is that. Oil crisis reduce the demand for big luxurious car. Understand? Similarly, the introduction of new product like video may affect the sale of the cinema ticket. Definitely, when you have got the video facility and all, or right now the Netflix and all, people are downloading all these things. So why would they go to PVR and big movie hall? So they are the threat. Technological causes, suppose development of supercomputer has made the old model of computer obsolete. Obsolete means out of fashion. Suppose you have got a greater high technical developed mobile set. So your previous mobile set will become obsolete. So risk will be there. Next is human causes. Human causes means some people maybe go for strike, lockouts, accident, riots. These are the things. Some religion clashes and all these things. So these are all human clashes. So definitely it will hamper the business. Natural causes, natural calamities, that cyclone, earthquake and all this thing, natural calamities, it affect. Physical causes, there may be some destruction of equipment. Suddenly some equipments destroy. Then these are all physical cause. Maybe somebody got injured. So that is physical cause. Explosion of boilers. These are all causes. You cannot predict that if something of this sort will happen or not. So if it happens, it's a cause of problem. Political causes, the functioning of business depends upon political things a lot. Change in licensing, taxation, import-export policy, industry and such other economic policy. If suppose the policy is not right, then definitely the business will get hampered. So that's all for the causes. Next we'll go for the types. I think in the next class.